Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Sister Corlette from House of Esther Divine Ministries, and we're back for morning devotion. Our lesson for today will be taken from 1 Timothy 4 and 14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. And then I want to read the Message version as well that says, and that special gift of ministry you were given when the leaders of the church laid hands on you and prayed. Keep that dusted off and in use. Our topic for today is, you accomplished one chapter. What now? Do not lay in dormancy. I love giving definitions. So the definition for dormancy is the state of having normal physical functions suspended or slowed down for a period of time. Then there's another part that said deep sleep. So you're not dead, but you're not alert. You're not dead, but you're not active. There's another one that says the state of being temporarily inactive or inoperative. So yes, the good thing is that in every definition, it talks about it being temporary for the most part. It says that it's suspended or slowed down. But what happened? What's happened that's caused you to complete this chapter 1? It says now you've accomplished. An accomplishment is something that we've worked towards. We've put in time. We've done something. It didn't just happen like that, right? You've accomplished it by doing some stuff, probably by working hard, whether if it's school. You accomplish one chapter. What now? A lot of times what happens is we finish one thing, we're happy with the thing, we're like, yeah, I did it. And then we become complacent. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. I'll do it when I can. Maybe if I should. Maybe when I get the time. And complacency leads to dormancy. Because you tend to sit down and decide, I don't really have to. Whatever comes along, it's, you know what, let them do it. This lesson fits me so well. It's unbelievable. Let them do it. But what happens when you sit there for a while, and you're on this, it doesn't matter. It's fine. You don't push or fight or push your way through. And I'm not saying to be knocking people over for a position or a title or anything like that. But I'm saying that you have to fight, you have to move, you have to do stuff. You have to push through to continue to excel, right? Once you've completed this first chapter. It says, do not lay in dormancy. Don't stay in that place. Don't give up, right? The definition again says you have normal physical functions suspended or slowed down for a period of time. What happens a lot of times when we make a choice to be complacent is that when dormancy sets in, right, that period of time sometimes is out of our control. You may be like, next week, I'm going to take some time off. Next week, I'm going to pick it back up. Something else comes, you don't get to next week. Something else comes the next week and the next week. And before you know it, you literally have not done anything and you're stuck. Just from sitting in that place and not wanting to move. I want to really encourage you all, listener, that whatever that thing that you started, right, and you managed to accomplish it, that you finish it, that you move on to step 2. I'm going to give you an example. I write, and spring of last year, I think, I was supposed to finish another book, right? That was my own personal goal. Things happen, life is always happening. And I got comfortable enough that I probably finished a couple of chapters. And then I'm on the what now plan right now, because what now, right? It's literally sitting there and I haven't touched it. Then I took a writing class and I started writing a different book. And the class teaches you how to write. You can pretty much do your book in 10 days, and it is possible to complete the book in 10 days and have a working manuscript, right, in 10 days. Very possible. But then what now? When you finish, there's still some steps that need to be done, that I would need to be done to get to that next level that I have not done, right? So basically, that particular thing is dormant. What would have come to fruition and should have by now, it's dormant, it's sitting there, there's no life to it. The pages have no life, because even though we may write, and let me use the writing for a moment, and you feel like, oh my God, this is great. The pages only come alive when you finish it and people are reading it. If you have a book that's sitting off to the side, and no matter how many books, you may be somebody, you could be a library. But a library is only functional when people actually go and take out the information and use it. Other than that, it's a dormant building with a bunch of pages in there, and there's no life, right? A lot of times that happens with our gifting. This lesson is about our giftings, the things that it says, neglect not that gift that is in thee. Don't forget that thing that God has blessed you with. And it was now it was not only a gift that was given you, but you have been prophesied over. Ministry has come, touched you. Ministers have come, elders have come and poured into you now. And what are you doing with that next, right? The lesson speaks about that. What's happening next? Where do you go from there with whatever your gifting is? And this is not always, even though in this case it makes reference to that, it's not always that you are now the ordained minister, or it's not about you being a pastor. There's many ways and many giftings and ministry gifts. How are you functioning in whatever your gifting is? Some of us, it's about feeding and cooking. But are you doing that? Or you did it for a while and you got all the accolades and you're like, I'm tired now, somebody else. But then you're not doing anything, right? Or maybe your thing is helping, which is a gift. But then you're like, I'm tired every time they're calling me. It's only me, it's only me. But that's your gift. So when you're not doing that, or you did it till you've decided that you've done enough, you completed it, you're in this what now phase of life. What now? What now phase is a place where you go to God and you say, okay, Father, where do I go from here? Or maybe you say to God, Lord, these are the things I desire to do. What say you, God, about my next steps? He promises to order our steps. But many times we want to do the steps without him. So when we start to move without the elder that may have laid hands on you, or you start to move without God, a lot of times, even though you are doing stuff, it's going to come across as being dormant. It's going to come across as nothing's happening. It's going to come across like this thing, I'm working on this thing and I'm not seeing the progress. It's sleeping because you're doing it out of order. You may be even doing it against a particular will of God for your gifting. There are people who are gifted to sing, or talented singers, right? Let me say that. It doesn't mean that you are supposed to sing everywhere. And this is not about praise. I'm not speaking about giving praise to God. Everyone who knows who God is has the ability, whether it may be melodious or not, to sing praises unto God. And should be required to sing praises unto God. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to you being gifted in an area. Be mindful that you stay focused on directives and directions from God. Verse 15 of this 1 Timothy 4, it says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. So the gifting that you have, spend time in it. Spend time working it. Don't just get it and sit down and be in this what now state of mind. Continue to do it. And why are you doing it? So that it says profiting may appear to all, so that other people may see your gifting, not for boast, but that when you're doing something and you're helping, it's helping others, right? Especially, let's say the gift that helps. The gift that helps is there. It's not you're going to help. You're helping other people. Somebody's gaining from it. Your ministry gift Somebody's hearing the word. Let's say you're a preacher. Somebody's hearing the word. Somebody is receiving from your word. Somebody may be healed from the word. So pay attention to the things and the giftings. Don't just sit down there and let them go cold. I encourage you to truly, truly look at, meditate on the verse 14 that I read says, neglect not the gift that is in thee. Stop ignoring it. You know, sometimes when people get you upset, you just like, I can't. They could be calling you from now till never worry. You're ignoring them. You're not paying any attention. You're not receptive. But this gift and this anointing that God has put in your heart or put on your mind or given you the talent and or he's allowed somebody to pour into you. Don't neglect it. Don't treat it like it's nothing. Be humble about the gifting that you have, but work the gift that you have. Work it on the guidance and direction. If it's a ministry gift and it's about specific to ministry, you sitting under an elder, then you have to get direction. Don't be huffy and puffy and be like, well, it's mine and I. No, because disobedience and that haughty spirit will still cause dormancy. It will still cause you to feel like it's suspended or slowed down for a period of time. And you'll be like, oh, I used to sing so good. Yeah, because it became not about you anymore, not about God anymore. It became about you can sing so good. And everywhere you go, and I'm just using singing. Everybody who knows me knows I don't sing well, but I will sing. So it's not about that. It's about your spirit and your mind when you're doing it, your heart to this thing. The lesson again is you accomplished one chapter. What now? Where do you go from here? You recognize who you are. You recognize this anointing that you have. Okay? What now? What is your plan? Do not lay in dormancy. Don't spend too much time thinking about what next and not moving at all. Don't spend too much time being ignorant of the blessing that you receive from God. Because sometimes we're afraid to move because we don't recognize it as this gifting and a blessing. I pray that something that I've said today touches you, makes a difference, that it encourages you, that whatever you've accomplished, this particular first chapter, first thing, first movement, don't stay in the what now phase forever. Because if you stay, complacency, like I said, leads to dormancy. And we don't want to be there. We don't want to be there. It's in an inactive, deep sleep, nothing happening. You're alive, but you're not dead, but you're not really functioning. Nobody wants to be there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I pray truly that something that I said has touched you and has caused you to make some change or will cause you to make some change in your life. And wherever you may have been dormant and not moving, not doing the will of God, not doing the things that He's called you to do, that something that was said here today will cause you to change and move and act under the guidance and the direction of God and the elders that He's placed in authority over you. I thank you for listening. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Blessings.